Perfect. Now, once we are good with this, first, what I'm going to do over here is I'm gonna use the facility called Copilot inside the Excel. Okay, so this Copilot will really help me to make my life easy. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna use that. So Copilot, I have just now open it, and I'll type the first prompt over here. Okay, so let's say review my warehouse data set and suggest potential data quality improvements, right, before creating Excel dashboard. Simply added the normal prompt over here to get that sorted over here. Okay, so simply select this and keep your cursor like this, and let's see the what result we get over here. Okay, and if in case there are anything to show, it will definitely reflect us. These are the data quality you have to see. Okay, and it will take some time to understand the requirement for us. Okay, and once again, if in case your data set is not really saved on cloud, folks, always save your Excel workbook into a cloud. Without saving the file into a OneDrive or with the cloud, it will not really work as a Copilot. If in case this Copilot is not really built inside the system for you, no need to worry. You just have to simply open the any browser. Okay, like this. I'll show you browser like this, and simply visit the copilot.microsoft.com. Okay, the moment you type that, you can see this kind of a navigation available. You can use that as an attachment, attach your file, and you can simply add the similar prompt there. Okay, to get the result out, right? So first prompt we did that. The prompt was review my warehouse data set and suggest the potential data quality improvement before creating an Excel dashboard over there, right? So we're gonna use that, and let's see what is the result we get it over here. Cool. And I can see the result over here, right? This has been recommendation shared by the Copilot for us, right? This is the warehouse data quality review for us. Cool. So what we gonna do over here is it's it's uh, it's basically taking some time to develop the warehouse data quality compliance over here. Cool. And once it is done, it will show us the pop-up like this. Perfect. And we call this as a DQ review, which is your data quality review. I'll close this and I'll see warehouse master rows 20 entries, one row per. Okay, no duplicate warehouse found. Okay, recommendation you low, and this is how high it's been shown over here. Shipment rows are 100 shipments every month. Order ID is resolved to orders over here. Okay, rename misspelled for shipment table sheet over here. Okay, so we just have to take the consideration there. Cool. So that's how we get the beautiful added DQ review over here. Okay, so I'm not going really deep into this to check that what improvements I have to do it over here, but necessary steps for you if in case you are building the dashboard. Okay, that time you have to always start with this. Okay, create a DQ review for your own data set using the Copilot, and once you have the entire priority, recommended actions, interpretation, value and metrics, based on that you just have to take the call and clean your data and then start developing the dashboard accordingly. Excellent. Now our data is a clean and standardized. The hardest part of any analytics project is complete. Now we're gonna use the clean data to build the powerful pivot tables and transform raw into a meaningful business insights over here. Okay, I'll call this as a new worksheet over here. Perfect. And here I'm going to call this as a pivot tables over here. Okay, so this is my pivot tables worksheet over here. I'll create one more sheet over here, and I'll call this as a dashboard over here, worksheet over here. So there are two sheets I have prepared over here. I'll click on this option, orders. Okay, click here, and here I'll go at the top, insert pivot tables. I'll simply click on this option, pivot table option over here, table, and I can see this is the table name for me. and the existing worksheet is this. So I'll just select this again, go here, and here is a pivot table over here. I'll click on this any of the option and let's say OK button over here. Boom, you see the result has been added over here, and I can see the pivot table fields over here. Great. Now what I will do over here is I'll move this warehouse ID into a rows like this, and values this particular order ID, which is my this, is in values over here, and that's how I can see the overall result over here. Okay, and let's say this as a count over here. Okay, this tells us how many orders each warehouse has processed. This helps us to compare operational workload. Okay, now inventory by warehouse over here. Okay, now what I will do over here is again I'll go here, and then this time we're gonna use the inventory. Okay, so let's say this, insert, and then pivot table over here, existing worksheet. Let's select this, go here, this time let's say pivot table over here and select this. Okay, and let's say OK button over here. Perfect, and I got the pivot tables added over here. Great. Here I'm going to say warehouse ID in rows, and stock, whichever stocks are there, this will be in sum. Okay, so this many the value I can see it over here. This shows the current inventory level across all the warehouses over here. Okay, now order by statuses. Okay, so let's use the order by statuses over here. I'll go here. Perfect, and here I will say insert pivot table over here, existing worksheet, select this pivot tables, close this first. Okay, so let me just keep this cursor over here. Perfect, and I'll keep it like this and hit the OK button over here. Move this cursor a bit and you can see the table orders over here. And here what I'm going to do over here is I'll just add the status in the rows. Perfect, and the order ID, basically this will be in count like this. Cool. This KPI help us to track delivered, delayed, and in transit orders at a glance over here. Now the pivot 4. Okay, we want to add the pivot 4 over here. Shipments by mode over here. Okay, so what I will do over here is I'll just say shipments. Let's say shipments over here. Cool. And through this, what I will do over here is I'll just say insert pivot table once again, existing, and let's go here again in the pivot tables, close this. It's not really required. Okay, so if it is not really getting closed like this, no need to worry. Simple. Perfect, close it. Okay, so once it is done, what I will do, I need these certain fields, so turn on this field list over here, and here what I want a specific values to be shown over here. Okay, so let's say mode here, and this is the shipment ID. Okay, so shipment ID is this, but it should be in a count. Okay, so that's the count, we can see it over here. This reveals how frequently road, rail, and air transport are used, supporting logistic planning over here. Introduction, the business scenario, as you know, right? Data set creation we did. Okay, workbook setup done, power query, data cleaning, data types, tables, and how we added as a pivot tables over here. Okay, now the data modeling and the calculation we have to start with. Cool, I'll call this as a calculation. One sheet I will add that, and I'll call this as a calculation over here. Okay, you either combine this calculation inside the pivot table, complete your call how you want to keep it, but here I'll just make it more simple, creating a separate worksheet altogether called calculations over here. Okay, and here in orders, I'll simply click on this option, orders over here. Okay, this is the orders basically, right? Here you have to add the warehouse name over here. To get the warehouse name, what you have to do, let's say XLOOKUP over here, simply add warehouse ID, comma, and then let's go here, your warehouse data set, which is your master basically. Simply select that first. This is the entire range, and what you need, we need the warehouse, right? Simply select this, close this, and hit the enter button. The moment you do, you will get the entire warehouse name added inside the Excel over here. Boom. Great. Now what we need the product name. Okay, so to get the product name, what I will do over here is, let's say product name, and here what I want a what type of product it is, right? So first let's check where exactly it is. So you have this product master, and what type of product you want this, right? So electronics and this thing. So you have to simply click on this option. Let's say is equal to, cool, and once again let's say XLOOKUP over here, product ID, comma, over here click on this option. This is your product ID. Simply select this, comma, go at the top. You need this, right? This is the product you want. Close this and then hit the enter button over here. Great. You see the result over here, electronics item, so on and so forth, right? And you can see the values what we are seeing, item 1, item 2, those are, we are referring from different table altogether. So that's what we are getting, the different value. Okay, to use that, cool. So what is next over here? So we need the category now. Okay, so let's say category over here, category, let's say XLOOKUP over here, and XLOOKUP, I'll select this product ID, table product, which is my product, this. Okay, I will be selecting a category, so I need the category basically, right? So simply select this first, comma, go at the top. What we need the category, right? Close this and then hit the enter button over here. Great. And that's what the category, you have it over here. Cool. Now what else you need the supplier over here. Okay, so let's say supplier, and over here, and let's say XLOOKUP over here. This time we're gonna use the product ID. Okay, comma, and what exactly it is we need, supplier ID, right? So from product itself I can see the supplier IDs to be shown, right? So first I have to select this, comma, I'll go at the top, perfect, and supplier ID, I'll select it, close this and hit the enter button over here, and boom, you see the magic over here. Great. So we got the multiple results there basis the requirement we have just now pulled in the orders table over here. Why we did this? Okay, at the moment our orders table only contains IDs. IDs are great databases, but not for the dashboards. And that's what we have enriched using the XLOOKUP. We have added the warehouse name, product name, category, and supplier using the XLOOKUP. Okay, now to create a business metric, okay, we have to add certain matrices there, right? So let's add the calculated column over here. Okay, so let's say here as a order value, cool, I'll hit that enter button over here, and let's say quantity, okay, which is my, this is equal to this, okay, into my XLOOKUP. Okay, this is the XLOOKUP I have applied, and this is my product ID. Basically this I have selected over here. Let's add as a comma over here, and we need the unit price basically, right? So let's check where is the unit price over here. Okay, first I have to check that where exactly it is available over here. Cool. So I'll just simply go here again, unit price. I'll simply check that in the inventory. Okay, inventory is not there. Check where I have kept that unit price. Okay, cool. So let me just figure out that. I think it is in product unit price. So let's move this to product master, and that's how I can see the unit price over here. Okay, so basically we have applied this here, delete this, perfect. I'll select this product master over here, and inside the product simply first select the product ID, comma. Now what I want a unit price, right? So let's say unit price is this, bracket close. Okay, so bracket, once the bracket is closed, what I will do, I will just do a hit enter over here. Okay, and that's how I got the order value over here. Simply go at the top and change the icons over here. Since we are using the dollar sign over here, let's use the dollar sign over here. Cool, and we got the dollar value added over here. Okay, now here I'll go at the top, perfect, I'll check what exactly I have over here. I have the stocks available over here. And suppose you want the values to be shown over here, okay, in the inventory itself. I'll just simply go here in the inventory and I'll add the values over here, okay. So let's say inventory value over here, okay. And I'll add is equal to stock, which is my is equal to this stock, comma, I need into, okay, XLOOKUP over here. I'll select this, comma, this is the product ID basically. And what I want a product ID over here. Okay, so let's say product ID over here. This is the product ID. I'll go at the top. Okay, this is the product ID, comma. Okay, once the comma is done, I need the unit price. Okay, so I'll go at the top and I'll select the unit price over here, comma, done. Hit the enter button over here, and I got the stock basis the unit value over here, and I'll change this to dollars over here, and that's how I get the result over here. Cool. Now the delivery days over here, okay. In the shipment, I'll just move this to here inside the shipment over here, okay. I would need that data to be shown over here. What I need over here, I need the overall delivery days over here, okay. So to get that added, what I will do, I'll just say delivery days, okay, and hit the enter button over here. Let's say this delivery date, which is this, minus your dispatch date over here, okay. And that's how you get the delivery days over here. Now what we need the late deliveries, if in case anything, right? So let's say late delivery. Okay, so let's add this, and then let's say if condition over here. Cool. And what we need the delivery status, basically this is equal to delay, right? Yes, otherwise show me no over here. Close this, hit the enter button over here, and that's how I got the statuses over here. Now the step 4, which is KPIs basically, right? So we're gonna use the KPIs over here, and we have to add those KPIs over here. I'll just move this and add one more worksheet over here. Call this as a KPI. Cool. So once I add that,